Hey everybody, welcome back to Some Kind of Podcast. It's the podcast where we do chaotic, weird things, and hopefully it entertains you. And yeah, it's good stuff. Tim's telling all the British people to f off, and
all our British fans.
Yeah, our British. I don't know. I know people, that follow
Do
me
you?
on Twitch that are.
I'm a big fan of Billy Butcher.
Yeah.
To all those people that I just did this to, I meant it. No, I'm just kidding.
I meant it. I don't take it back.
Is that what that means?
You might notice that we're missing a person on my screen. There, he'd be where I'm at on my screen.
He'd be over here for me.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Or over here, maybe. I don't know.
Unfortunately, he had to work, and yeah, so
He's doing a bluegrass festival. Yeehaw!
something like that. So yeah, couldn't make it. That's fine. Life is life. We haven't really done anything.
We haven't recorded in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the episode that came out today at the time of recording, because it should have come out yesterday, and that didn't happen. I forgot. Just forgot. I mean, honestly, it was supposed to come out
2 weeks
last
ago.
week, and I forgot. Yeah. And then I was like, it'll just come out next week. That's fine. And then
look, when we recorded it, it was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago, and then we had that special episode. I'm like, all right, we'll just put it out next week, and then we didn't do that. Yeah. And then we didn't record an episode, so you put it.
We're free balling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It was. Yep. I put a little disclaimer in there because like I let it go. Like I don't know if you guys have listened to it or watched the YouTube video, but like like we literally all are like, this episode, we said something about this episode, like we recorded this week, and maybe I don't know, we said something.
We did a disclaimer at the beginning of the special episode we recorded last minute.
Yeah,
saying we were going to be a week behind on this one.
But yeah, we were like, I don't know. We did say something that was relevant to like the time. So I put in the clip of Luke being like, "It's amazing. Everything you just said was wrong." And I was like, "Yeah, no, this is like 3 weeks old. Sorry."
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're here, and there's a lot has happened in 3 weeks from when that last episode was recorded. I think we're on episode 5 of Rings of Power, maybe.
Sounds about right. They dropped 3 or up 2 that we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah, I think it's 5. I don't know. I could be wrong. We're definitely on 6 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And 7 of She-Hulk, which I know.
I think 6.
Is it 6?
I thought the 6 just came out today. I could be wrong.
7 came out today.
Okay.
Because I definitely had the question. Like when I saw it was episode 7, I was like, how many episodes of this is it supposed to be?
I'm assuming 8.
I'm assuming it's 8 or 9 maybe, but I'm assuming 8. Because
9 would be weird.
They did a lot of promos that had Daredevil in it, and he hasn't shown up yet. So
you saw his helmet.
Well, there's a trailer of him flipping into camera, and then
I didn't see that.
You see his helmet in that one episode.
I didn't see that.
It was the trailer they showed off at like D23 or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, I also didn't watch anything with D23, as I talked about in the special episode that we talked about.
Yeah.
Speaking of D23, let's just go ahead and talk about the Deadpool 3 teaser that came out.
It's a good one.
It was a good one. And then the follow-up video.
There's a follow-up video?
Yeah, it's Ryan and Hugh sitting on a couch, and they're like, okay.
I didn't see that.
They're like, all right. We know you have a lot of questions. Mainly, how is Logan still alive? And Ryan's like, yeah, Logan takes place in 2029, so that's fine. That happens. Logan dies in that. We're not touching that. He's like, but in Deadpool 3, and then it just starts playing music, and they're talking, and you can't hear what they're saying, and they're just like punching each other and like just like going through stuff, and then the music stops, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be good. And then
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So they're not giving anything away. They're not going to explain anything. It's just we're just going to see it in the movie.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
My guess is, look, at this point
What
they
was
could
it,
just
2024.
2024.
Yeah.
So I feel like they can just lean on the whole multiverse thing and be like, yeah, it's not the same guy.
Yeah.
Done. So I'm excited.
Also, I never watched Logan, so I didn't know that he died.
Oh, spoilers. Sorry.
I mean, that movie's like
It's like
6 years
it's pretty
old
old
now.
at this point. Yeah, it's good.
I don't know. It was one of those movies that I was just like, Hugh Jackman again.
It's good though. It's rated R. Like it's good. It's good.
And then I got excited. I say that, and then I saw the trailer. I was like, it's Hugh Jackman and Wolverine again.
I hope there comes a time 10 years from now where they bring Tom Holland back for Spider-Man. I'm like,
whoa.
That'll be the only time I'm excited.
If they do that, they're gonna bring back Andrew and Toby again, and Andrew's just gonna look probably like a normal adult, and Tom Holland's gonna look slightly older, but then Toby's gonna look like a grandpa.
I remember back in my day.
This new Game of Thrones episode.
So what?
Yeah.
He's gonna look like the king in the new Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
episode.
dude. Okay. Before we get into all that, because I have some thoughts on Game of Thrones.
Okay.
What have you guys been up to the past 2 weeks? Because I mean, I know for me, it's really just been avoiding COVID and working, so I haven't really done much of anything.
You want to go, Steven? You go ahead.
I'm trying to think of everything I've done. I hadn't really been doing too much. I went to the beach this past weekend.
Which beach?
Oh, Myrtle.
Myrtle.
I guess more Surfside.
Okay.
Yeah, just went there with the family.
Did you make sure you didn't get stabbed by any syringes or anything?
No, that's Myrtle. It's the Surfside. We're good.
Oh, sorry.
We're good here.
How dare I?
Oh yeah, got a lot of. I got back into Pokemon Go a few days before that because I know we'd be playing down there. So I'm pretty heavy back into Pokemon Go at the moment.
I saw you open some gifts from me. And I was like, I guess Steven's playing again now.
Yeah. Did some stuff. I played the Dragon Ball Breakers beta. I only got to do like a match or two because it went live as I was packing for the trip. So
how was it?
I don't know. I wish I could have played more to actually give me like a full thought about it. But I don't know. I'd like to play it a little more.
Was it more like Fighters or like Xenoverse?
It was more like, I mean, gameplay. It was more like Xenoverse, but you don't actually like do anything unless you like use one of the one of the powers that gives you like Goku's power or Piccolo's power or whatever. That turns into like just a straight up Xenoverse match.
Interesting.
But if you're a survivor, you're just running around on the ground trying to find the items you need and whatnot, which was pretty fun. It was pretty tense because I remember like I ran to this tunnel, and I guess as the raider or the bad guy gets near you, like you start to feel like a tense, like the music starts to get all like dun dun dun, like Jaws ish, and I was like, oh my god, dude, this is rough. Like, but it was I enjoyed it a lot. At least the two matches I played. But I would like to play it more just to kind of get like an actual review-ish mode for it.
Yeah.
I played Wo Long.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask how was that demo?
I liked it. I don't know if I would say it was harder than Neo or not. It seems a lot more fluid than Neo, which is not what I was expecting because Neo itself is already very fluid and fast.
Is it like a Soulsborne game?
But it has the 3-player co-op right from the start.
Oh wow,
that is my biggest thing about it too, in a good way, is that like I could just, because I played with 2 other friends, and I just right from the start you can just send an invite to somebody. You don't have to do some convoluted like, hey, place your cup in here and use this password, or like Elden Ring where you like place your sign or whatever. I know on Neo it's always like
Bloodborne.
Yeah, on Neo it was always like, hey, put your cup in here and then join me, and password is 8008.
Yeah.
And But yeah, that was the best thing about the game. As bad as that sounds, but
No, that's great.
I appreciate it wasn't convoluted.
Tim, before you tell us what you've been up to, I have to make an observation.
Okay.
Okay. You have given me so much crap over the years for liking The Last Jedi. And if you take a gander over your shoulder, there's a certain poster on the wall.
No, look, The Last Jedi is a terrible movie, but this poster is really cool. In fact, I think I even said that after we saw the movie. I was like, I mean, it sucks because I got that cool ass poster, and this movie is terrible.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that poster at all.
It's like the one where like.
Oh, I do remember that poster.
That is a dope poster.
Yeah. So it sucks that the movie's so awesome. Oh shit.
Awesome? Yeah, it is. It is.
It's so weird. It's so weird that that they just chose that like white border for like that movie, and because I've got the Rise of Skywalker poster and it has that white border.
Yeah, I think I have Rise of Skywalker somewhere. I had to take all my posters out of their cases because they were all destroyed in the move. Obviously, I've got Ready Player One right there, and I do have. I'm not going to move my camera because that looked awful. Tim trying to fix it.
Yeah.
I've got.
You got it back perfectly though.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Hang on. I'm gonna try. I'll try.
Oh jeez, that doesn't mean you can.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. I can only
That's
really.
easy, yeah.
I mean, I have room for another poster, but right now I've only got one up, and it's just Wonder Woman 84. So
to be fair, I do have the Rise of Skywalker over here, and I'm probably gonna move it behind me. I just didn't have time to do it.
Oh
yet.
wait, no, I have Rise of Sky. It's up in my bedroom. I think it's right next to Rogue One, actually.
Yeah.
And I still have your D&D poster that I need to give you.
Oh yeah, I need to get that.
And your Magic Band, because I have that too.
Oh yeah, I need to get those. I'll come by sometime after the hurricane comes through.
Yeah. But so what you been up to?
So I needlessly and for no real apparent reason other than I wanted to move my room around.
You didn't really just move your room around. You moved rooms.
Yeah. So, long convoluted story. I had a TV. And instead of just moving the TV, I decided I was going to switch rooms. And that made sense to me at the time. And halfway through it, I was kind of like, I feel like I'm making this a lot harder than it needs to be. But overall, I'm happy with it. That's why I wasn't streaming for a while, just because I did it at the beginning of working a 9-day stretch. So after I moved everything, I was like, well, I don't really have time to put it together because I'm working these insane hours.
Yeah.
So between that, I watched Superman. So I did do that. Even though I got 3 weeks to do it.
3 weeks to do it, so...
I did it yesterday. I had 3 weeks to watch it, and I did it yesterday. It was wild, man. I mean, obviously it was made in 78.
Yeah.
So,
good year.
Graphics weren't,
hey man,
what
look,
they
it's
were.
no excuse. Star Wars was great.
True.
Yeah,
True.
Maybe
but like at one point,
George Lucas.
At one point, like he jumps out of a window,
yeah,
and he's just in his suit.
Yeah.
Like he's in a suit, like a work suit, right? And then he's like, I gotta go save Lois or something. I don't know why. And he jumps out of a window, and then like mid fall, he just, I'm in the suit now.
Yeah, that's how fast he is.
Yeah.
He's in his suit and he's like, I gotta go back and continue the fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was okay. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Wow. Wow.
It was okay.
Generous.
I was gonna say it's very generous. Yeah.
Well, I remember you guys being like, ugh. Did you guys not like the movie? I'm guessing you both
growing up. you know,
I couldn't watch it now.
I couldn't watch it
Yeah.
now. No, like
It's
watching it as a
bad.
kid, I was like, "Oh, this is fun. It's Superman." But
In the
now,
70s, so it's also super campy at points.
oh yeah,
You know, even like the big like stuff in it, like the big quibble stuff. Like I'm here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way. When he says it in the movie, it's just kind of like that's corny.
I mean, yeah, it's it's the same with like Adam West
Shut up,
as
nerd.
Batman.
What?
It's the same as like Adam West playing Batman. Everyone loved him, but like you watch it now and he's like, "Oh, it's time to go, Joker," and you're like, "Oh, just no,
Oh no.
no."
Well, while we're on the topic, let's pick out your next movie.
Oh yeah. Okay, I believe it's your turn, Steven.
Back to me.
Yeah.
Let me see what I'm working with here.
Oh jeez.
Didn't think this one through, did you?
No, I gotta move the post. Apparently.
What's the grid again?
So it's 10 by 10, and I believe
10.
the red little square here is 1, so it's
Okay.
10 and then 10.
Yeah,
So I see 6 rows looking pretty empty. So let's do down 6 over 9. I think I picked right. Yeah.
That is Pulp Fiction, sir.
what a pick! What a pick! Great movie.
So I've already seen Pulp Fiction, so it's going to be a really good score because I like Pulp Fiction. But I do not mind watching it again. In fact, there's a bunch of movies on here that I've already seen that I'm just rewatching because it's on the list. So
I was gonna say, I think it'd be nice to if we make it to all the way to the end of this to just kind of compile and see what everybody picked.
I've been keeping. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. If you got, I don't know. I remember you picked Psycho and now Pulp Fiction. Cody picked Bonnie and Clyde. Christian had Spartacus, and I let my D10 pick Superman.
Your rating gear is on. You're keeping it on your phone, right?
Yep.
I was gonna say you could just put like our initial next to
I
it.
could do that. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
There you go.
So I feel like I'm 2 for 2 right now.
I mean, for not knowing where stuff is at on the grid, I mean, you didn't know Psycho, but obviously you picked a good one with Pulp Fiction. So
Heck yeah.
I'm excited to watch it again.
Very good. Very good.
So in between watching Superman, I did watch She-Hulk and House of the Dragon, which I'm sure we'll talk about here in a moment. But I don't know why I've been on this weird anime kick recently. Like I watched all of My Hero Academia, which we might have talked about last time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I've been rewatching Fairy Tale.
Nice.
And it's really good.
I love Fairy Tale. It's top 5 for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at that part that I don't like in the series again. And I figured out why.
Lucy arc?
Yeah, the Lucy arc with the Infinity Clock and
Yeah.
everything. I'm there, and I lost interest again. And I figured out why today. I was doing laundry while I was watching it because I'm just trying to get through it because Grand Magic Games happened next. And I love that arc. that arc. They try to do too much in this, and it's only 25 episodes. This whole arc is only 25 episodes because I counted it out. And they try to do too much.
Yeah, they try to do too much, and nobody cares about Lucy.
Yeah, well, I don't really care about Lucy either. But and it comes off a great story
Lucy.
arc from the Tenru Island thing. Like Tenru Island ended on such a high, and then they went into this arc, and I was like, I don't care about this at all. And they're trying to do too much, and it's really convoluted, and it's not paying off correctly, I feel. You said you like Lucy?
I love
Steven?
Lucy.
Oh, that's a great show. Have you watched Fairy Tale?
No, it's never really interested me that much.
That's good.
Get past the first 10, and it's a great show.
Actually, I didn't mind watching the first 10 again, mainly because I knew.
I think if I went back and
gets
rewatched
better.
it, I think if I rewatched it, I'd be like, okay, you know what? This is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine. But the first time I watched it, when Christian was like, dude, you need to watch Fairy Tale. 3 episodes in, I was like, bro, what did you just make me watch?
Yeah.
Like,
Also, in the arc that I'm currently in is when they're doing dumb stuff too. Like that's where the butt jiggle gang comes in.
yeah.
And I hate them so much.
Yeah.
I hate they devote 2 whole episodes of their 25 story arc episode. Not a lot of episodes. There's not a lot of filler in this arc, and they voted 2 episodes to them.
Yeah.
And then the Jug Jiggle gang comes in, and it's just like, this is stupid.
Well, so here's the thing I think happened with a lot of animes, and I don't know if it affected Fairy Tail because I don't remember timeline wise when both happened, but like Sword Art Online,
Got ahead of the manga.
they're only in SAO for like 12 episodes,
Yeah.
but it feels like more.
Oh, really?
People, at least I know I did watching Fairy Tail. I always like in my head, like season 1 was them stuck in Sword Art Online, and then season 2 was Alfheim Online with all the fairy stuff and the flying and the weird brother sister thing that they had going on. But that's all season 1.
Mm.
It's just split down the middle. It's like 12 and 12.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Actual season 2 is Gun Gale and woof.
Like
Yeah.
Gun Gale.
I liked the game.
I like the game.
The game
Yeah.
was good. The game
Never
was
played
good
it.
because all the other
Never
Sword
watched
Art
the game.
games were not great.
Yeah, they're dog shit.
They're
not good.
Really not good. But
It's
Gun
just
Gale
that
was pretty
generic, like,
fun.
Just that generic shitty anime game
Yeah.
that has like one mechanic,
Yeah.
and that's just to tap the A button
Yeah.
to talk
Yep.
and B button to fight.
So yeah, I'm rewatching Fairy Tail, and I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, once I get through the story arc, I'll get to the Grand Magic Games, and I'll be right. Once it ends, I'm right back to where I stopped watching initially because I never finished it
Dude,
the first
The
time.
Grand Magic Games are the absolute best part of that show.
It is an amazing story arc.
Like,
And I mean, I'm a fan of a tournament anyway.
Yeah.
Like sports tournaments, I like, video game tournaments. I like, and so obviously when they do a tournament arc in a story, I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm down. Let's see some action here, guys.
Show me the goods.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's why
I like what you got.
I think that's why Super worked out so
Yeah.
well because it was all tournament for the most
The
part.
tournament power. It's like the last 40 episodes of the whole
Yeah.
show is a
It's
tournament power.
great.
And in fact, like the beginning part of the thing is also a tournament. And if you've heard me say this before, I don't like the middle part when they do the trunk stuff.
Yeah, the trunk stuff should have been so much better
Yeah.
than it was.
Yeah. And the bad part is that it's not a bad story arc. It just was improperly placed.
No, Trunk sucks now.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
him.
I mean, to be fair though, at least
Red
for
handkerchief
me,
ass.
yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Android saga
Hmm.
or arc, I guess.
It's no Boo Saga, that's for sure.
No,
No.
like it's okay. Like the Cell Saga, like it's all right. But like I did not care about Future Trunks. Like when he showed up, it was dope. But when they
Mhm.
start doing all the like flashback stuff for his universe and like Gohan losing his arm and dying, I was like, I don't really care about this, guys.
We've been rewatching it, and I forgot how much they flash back to it still. I'm like,
Yeah.
like just let it go.
Yeah,
like he's
just-
dead.
He's gone. Like it's okay. Let it go. Like they harped on like Goku dying in his universe. And I was like, yeah, okay. Well, clearly he's not going to die now. Also, it's Dragon Ball. They never really die.
Yeah.
Like literally never die. Like Vegeta lost his entire ass body, and they were like, yeah, he doesn't have a body anymore. He's just a soul. And then they were like, okay, we'll make a body for him. It's fine. We need him for plot reasons.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Speaking of, I forgot that Christopher R. Sabat voices Elfman in
yeah,
Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Also, fun
Yeah,
fact.
many talents.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: the girl that voices Urza in Fairy Tail is the person who voices Luffy in the American version of One Piece.
yeah.
It's rough.
The girl that their woman, I guess, that voices most female anime girls is the girl that is Lucy's voice actor. Like
Oh, really?
she's literally in like I'm pretty sure she's the voice of Asuna. Like she's all over the place, but she's like
Yeah.
she's like the main anime protagonist, female protagonist voice.
She's
No
the,
TR people yet. I've been looking.
She's the Troy Baker of anime. I
Yes,
see.
Yeah.
yes.
I get tired of
He
hearing that
also
dude's voice now.
voices all of the women in video games. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's very
Oh, yeah.
accurate.
No CR people yet. I've been looking for Fairy Tale, but no CR people. So
TR.
Critical Role.
Yeah.
I've been look. I thought I heard Matt maybe a couple times, but it ended up not being him.
Yeah. I don't think he did any Fairy Tale. I don't think.
I don't think any of them did. I haven't seen a single one yet.
Uh-uh.
But yeah. And then I streamed Kirby in the Forgotten Land today for the first time.
Yeah, it was a good
And
stream.
I don't know if you watched the whole stream, but that game is fun.
Yeah, it was a good stream. I legitimately had zero expectations for that game, which is why I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But it does look fun.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
assumed it was another easy Kirby game.
it's a bit challenging. I mean, I'm playing on wild mode, which is supposedly the harder version, and I'm not having a hard time. But there's some challenges in there. On stream, I failed.
I didn't realize it had like a difficulty setting.
Yeah. At the beginning, you can choose from like classic mode or like wild mode, and I was like, well, it's a Kirby game, so I can't imagine it'd be that hard, and it's not. Some of the challenges can be a little rough. But yeah, I watched some videos on it. I knew nothing about it when I started playing. I was just like, this game looks like it would be something that I would enjoy. And I'm right. I'm enjoying it.
Would you say it's the Dark Souls of Kirby games?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so admittedly, outside of like the Kirby Adventure game on NES, like the first one, I've never played another Kirby game.
Yeah, I'm not.
Just find some way to emulate it or find it on the DS, which good luck. But if you can find Kirby Superstar Saga or Superstar Ultra, yeah. Okay. Best Kirby game ever made.
I'm sure I can figure out a way from Cody to emulate it.
Maybe.
It came out on the Super Nintendo, and then they re-released it on the Nintendo DS.
I wonder if it's on Switch Online.
Might be,
think so.
But I doubt it. Yeah.
If not, I'm sure that through totally legal ways, Cody can help me emulate it.
Yeah, once we find a copy of the game, we can emulate it. Sure.
But it's really fun, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it as time goes. So,
yeah, I still don't think I'll pick it up, but it looks fun. I've just never been a Kirby fan.
If you want to borrow it, you can. I have a physical copy.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was just one of those like, I just missed it growing up, and then at a certain point, it was like I just don't.
I mean, like I said, outside of the original NES version, the only time I've ever played Kirby is in the Smash Brothers.
Yeah, same.
But I don't know. This game looked interesting, and so far, it reminds me a lot of Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest reason I didn't pick it up. Honestly.
Oh, I like Mario Odyssey.
Well, I did too, but I never finished Mario Odyssey. I had it was fun, and then it was like I have no desire to pick it back up.
Yeah. That's kind of another reason why I'm playing on stream, because hopefully I'll finish it.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point. I want to finish Last of Us Part 1. I need to get back to it, because that trailer, oh boy.
Oh yeah, did you watch the trailer for the show? Pedro Pascal as
Joel.
Joel was.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you watch it, Steven?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I still don't know how I feel about the girl playing Ellie, but
yeah,
she doesn't look as good as I thought it would, or her as the character doesn't.
Sure. No, I know what you meant.
I don't know. I just have to actually see an episode.
I think it'll be fine watching it.
What's it coming out on? HBO?
HBO. Next year.
If only they tried to do as good of a job on the Uncharted movie as they did on the Last of Us series, you know.
Yeah, well, Sony trying to do things the wrong way. All they had to do is get Nathan Fillion and be like, "Hey, we saw that YouTube thing that you guys made. Let's make a real movie." And it would have been great.
That YouTube thing was pretty dope.
It was fantastic. He was perfect as Nathan Drake. Like, absolutely perfect.
I didn't really like Uncharted like that, and it was pretty cool.
Naughty Dog can do no wrong in my eyes.
Well, they can.
let the Uncharted movie be a thing.
Outside of Crash Bandicoot, I never really got on board with Naughty Dog. I mean, Last of Us Part 1 was okay. It just wasn't for me. I know people love those movies, or games. It just wasn't for me.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I like the show better. Maybe because it felt like more like a story than it did a game to me. Maybe I like the show better.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm really excited. So I saw that, and then we already talked about Deadpool. I saw they released the casting for the Netflix Avatar series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's definitely a better lineup than the movie,
Okay.
which wasn't a high bar.
Does it have Tom Holland in it?
Actually, yes, he's playing Aang.
That's what I was concerned about. He's more of a Zuko, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Tom Holland says he can't wait for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, it looks good. It looks really good. There's a lot of really good Asian actors, Native American actors. Like, it looks like they're casting it the right way. And a lot of them I recognize from shows that I've seen on Netflix and stuff. George Takei's one of the spirit entities or whatever. I think it's the one that changes faces.
Okay.
I think that's the one he's voicing.
Okay.
And yeah, if we don't get an oh my, I'm gonna be real upset. I'm gonna be real upset. I gotta have my George Takei. Oh my.
Tom Holland says that alligators are ornery because they have all those teeth.
No. Oh god.
Sorry, that's an inside joke, but Tom Holland says a lot of things and everybody just reports on it, and Steven hates it.
It's like it's one of those things where, like, when you're looking for a car and you're not really sure if you're gonna buy a car, but then you see that car everywhere.
Yeah, you're like,
It's like every time we bring up like something Tom Holland related, every other post we see on social media is like, Tom Holland says my budget is sometimes like it's something stupid.
Tom Holland says breakfast is good for our cereal is good for breakfast.
And it's just constant. So yeah, it's just become a running joke.
We'd love to see Tom Holland in this role.
Yeah.
Like, no.
No, we wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't.
No.
Tom Holland for the next James. It was James Bond. That's how it all came out.
Tom
Holland rumored to be the next James Bond.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see Tom Holland be one of the new voices in the Boondocks reboot. It's gonna be great. That's the type of stuff that they always show. Just something that he would not be good in at all.
I can see it right now. Tom Holland is Ash Ketchum in the live Pokemon series.
That might actually work.
That might work though. Like, real talk. Like, I'm not mad at that.
He's unfortunately like the cooler version of Michael Cera.
Yep.
True.
I could 100% see him as Ash Ketchum. Like, I kind of need to see that now.
What an analogy, Steven, because that was spot on accurate. He is the cooler version of Michael Cera.
Gosh. I feel like you could replace him in any role Michael Cera's been in and just it'd be the same thing.
Be better. I don't know. I love Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know if I could see him as Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
I imagine him as Superbad.
I could see Superbad. I could see Superbad, but I don't think I could see Scott Pilgrim.
No.
Michael Cera's just like deadpan delivery of everything. It's just.
Could you see Michael Cera as Spider-Man now, though?
No.
Well, Mary Jane, maybe.
I could see Michael Cera. I could see Michael Cera as like a live-action Morty if they did a Rick and Morty show.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Jason Bateman would be Rick.
Oh, dude, yeah. Especially if he did his Ozark version of him, like as Rick, but funny, but still like deadly serious. I'd be there for it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch it. I need to watch Ted Lasso. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and it's one of those shows that like I've always just been like, I don't care about soccer. I don't know.
Oh, that's what it's about. I have no idea what that show was.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I thought that was a serial killer.
That's Ted
I thought so too. And I was going to bring up the fact that everyone keeps watching Dahmer at work. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I need to check out Dahmer because everybody's talking about Dahmer.
No, you're thinking Ted.
I like
Bundy.
Evan Peters, so
No, Ted
Too many
Lasso.
Teds.
Ted Lasso is supposedly a comedy on, I think it's Apple TV Plus, where he's an American soccer coach that gets recruited to coach like a British team,
mm,
and it's supposed to be really funny.
okay.
So I don't know. It's on my list of things to watch. Like
Yeah.
I also want to watch the Cyberpunk anime on Netflix because I've heard that's
I do
really
too.
good.
Yeah, I've heard it's got an ending that's just gonna leave you empty.
Yeah.
Like in a
The,
good way?
No,
Oh.
but I've been watching Bad Batch. It's pretty good so far.
It's been on my
but
list.
I put. I know I was playing something on my Switch. And I just wanted background noise. So I put on the Obi-Wan Kenobi documentary that they did on Disney Plus, and I got into it. And I was like, that documentary. I don't normally watch those, but that was so good.
It was great.
I
Like,
never had one out. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
yeah, I put it on for background noise because I didn't want something to pay attention to, but ended up anyway, and it made me cry just as much as the show did. Like, it was so good.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I was like, sheesh.
Speaking of Disney Plus, I guess this is a good segue.
Yeah. So you haven't watched Andor,
No.
but you are okay with us talking about it.
Yeah, okay, because here's the thing. Why I haven't watched Andor. Not because I don't want to watch Andor. I do. I just don't care.
No, I was the same way. I
Like,
remember.
straight up, like, I just don't care. Like, it like, his character arc is complete. I know how it ends. Like there's no, like, it was kind of unfortunately like Obi-Wan, except I like Obi-Wan, so I was going to watch it. But like, there's going to be no real stakes at the end of the show. It's just going to be like, yeah, that happened. You watched it. We made it.
I had the same thought because
Yeah.
I was like, I don't honestly, I don't think I really ever cared about this character in Rogue One.
Yeah.
No.
Like when they
like-
announced the show, I was just kind of like, oh,
Fine.
okay.
But
That's what you want to do.
watching the first 3 episodes, like, people that haven't watched it yet, I've told them, I was like, if you did not know this character and that it was Star Wars, there's no way you would know this was a Star Wars show.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, the first 3 episodes, there's no stormtroopers.
Nope.
The only thing Star Wars related is the Empire insignia you see, and then like a droid. That's it.
Yeah.
It's so
Really?
disconnected. It's
Yeah.
kind of refreshing.
It's
I'm not gonna lie.
It's really good. It is really good. It is essentially a spy show that happens to be in
the Star Wars
in the
universe.
Star Wars universe. And with this last episode, it's turned into a heist show that happens to take place in the Star Wars
Also,
universe.
On this newest episode, they return to Coruscant, which I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because you don't see Coruscant like at all, except for the
Mhm.
prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But,
so
should-
good.
Well, that's cool.
They also in this last episode gave us a look at what like the actual Empire is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's literally like I think listening to the Fix It podcast, I think they talked about it, or maybe it was just their reaction to the show, but they were talking about the Empire is like 80% paperwork. It's like 20% stormtroopers and giant death ball lasers,
Mhm.
but the rest of it is all paperwork. And that's what we got in that episode. It was just a bunch of bureaucratic Empire guys and gals sitting at a big circular table talking about how they were just, like trying to pay for shit. Like that's it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
It
And
honestly
this show
was.
is good because of
Yes.
It's nice, like, seeing the characters just like their day-to-day lives and just like trying to just like survive with what they got, and as opposed to like always seeing like the grand scale of things, like, oh, the super important Jedi and
Yeah.
I mean,
all this.
Star
I
Wars
guess
doesn't
it's
need
cool.
lightsabers.
I get.
I disagree.
My
but
Star Wars needs lightsabers.
No, not all of Star Wars needs lightsabers, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, I guess because I like the
Solo's
Mandalorian, and it's very lightsaber light.
well, they definitely have the dark saber, but
not anymore. But I do know what you mean. That first season.
Yeah.
The
Season.
first season had like no lightsaber
but like
at all.
my point is like it doesn't have to have lightsabers to be good Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And I
I
feel
still
like
really like Solo.
yeah, I love Solo.
I mean, I like Solo too. I like Solo a lot.
It
I feel
feels
like
like-
it is an underrated movie.
It is.
This feels like Solo if it was episodic and just I guess didn't have Solo.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially what it is.
But like to me, what this show feels like is like when I watch the prequels now, where like obviously, yeah, you know the stakes. Like there are no real stakes for anyone. Like you know the characters that make it to A New Hope.
Yeah.
But like I still enjoy those movies. Like I still get invested in them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel about the show. Like it doesn't feel like Obi-Wan in the way where it was like, this show really didn't need to happen. I appreciate that it's here and I'm gonna watch all of it. Give me more seasons, I don't care. But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, it serves zero purpose.
It really did.
Like
It's really just fan service.
yeah, it was literally a fan service show. That's fine. I cried. I loved it.
Yeah.
Didn't need to
Am I
happen.
emotionalist bastard here? Because I didn't cry at all.
It's okay,
It's okay,
you
bud.
emotionalist bastard.
Y'all hear like I cried during the documentary more than the show. I'm like, you cried?
No, not more than the show, but yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was sad when that chick died. I was sad. I was beat up about it.
Also, I'm sure you saw it too, Cody, but in this new episode, there was a Star Killer helmet
I was about to
from The
bring it
Force
up.
Unleashed.
I was about to bring it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
They
Yeah.
100% just snuck some Star Killer in there like it's just canon now.
Yeah,
And I was
his,
like, y'all aren't going to
his,
acknowledge
Yeah.
this?
If they bring your boy in, I'm not gonna hate it.
It was his mask.
It was the
if
Sith
you go,
armor.
Like, the DLC.
It was
Yeah.
his Sith armor. And I was like,
I mean, I'm not gonna hate it if they bring your boy in. I'm not gonna be mad about it at all.
I was
It had
like,
some minor-
what?
It had minor differences on the
Yeah.
upper helmet area, but that was it. The face was the entire. I remember
Yeah.
watching it. I was like, I don't know what they're saying. What is that
Yeah,
mask?
no, legitimately, like I had to rewatch it because all I cared about was like, Star Killer? Is that Star Killer?
Yeah.
Is that my boy?
I was like, oh, this is a little Easter egg story because you see
Yeah.
like Mandalorian armor too.
Yeah, they had straight up Beskar sitting there, and I was like, okay, that's fine, but
What's that?
That's
What's that?
that's Star Killer's Sith armor.
Yeah.
That's his Sith armor. So are you saying the Sith storyline is canon? And that
I'm pretty sure that
Let's let's just go with it. Could just be an Easter egg.
in this episode, I think they mentioned that it's either a 10 or 13 year gap since the Empire came in
yeah,
to like its thing.
it's like it's 5 years before A New Hope.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
I
let's-
think the I was
Good.
gonna say the Empire's been around for like in this show like 10 years now.
Yeah,
I feel like they said 13, but
it's
it's between them.
yeah, it's in the same. Yeah, it's
I
weird.
mean,
like
I feel like Star Killer could happen.
Star Killer could happen. It's definitely in
I mean,
that
no.
timeline.
I mean, I'm waiting for Cal to show up this whole entire time too.
Yep.
Cal Kestis. I mean, he should show up, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he should.
Because he is canon. He is canonical already.
Yeah, he's canonical, and if he does show up, it'll be in. I mean, he could show up in this show, but I doubt it. I don't think he's old enough yet. Like I think this show takes place before the game.
Okay.
They opened way too many possibilities with him. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna lose my ever loving shit if Obi-Wan's in the second game. I was like, there's no chance of that happening, but now there's a chance of that happening.
There's a chance of that happening. Yeah, no.
his robot was in Mando, not Obi-Wan. That's what it was.
I'm also
but still,
really hoping that they bring Star Killer into it, man. Like at this point, I'm just like, look,
if
this is free game. Star Killer's a clone. Y'all can make it
Yeah.
happen.
if the next Fallen Order game like essentially just set it up for Cal versus Star Killer, that would be
Don't
it.
say those words.
That would be it.
Speak it
I'm
into
like-
existence, please.
Shut up and just take whatever money you want to get the next one.
Yeah,
Because
Like, please,
Yeah.
please give me the fan service.
Oh,
Please.
dude,
All
what
that
that's-
fan service. I
what if
just
that's the dude in the thing? Because you see a dude that's in like a
yeah,
cryogenic
there's
thing.
no
Like, what if that
reason.
is?
There's no reason that couldn't be Star Killer.
Just saying, you know.
No.
Look, I want it to be.
I didn't even
Sam,
think about that till right now.
I can't remember his name. The guy that played Star Killer.
His name's Aiden or something like that. I don't
No,
know.
it's
I
Sam
can't
something.
remember his name.
Sam
Sam
W. I can't remember.
What's the
He voices
Sam Aiden.
Darth Maul in the Clone Wars and stuff like that.
I thought his voice sounded familiar.
Yeah.
I never made that
Yeah,
connection.
he
though.
voices Sidious and Maul.
He's good.
He's
dude.
real good. He's real good.
He is.
So even if they use a different actor and different face, if they were like, yeah, we're just gonna switch it up, but Starkiller's canon, it's the same character, I'd be, that's fine. As long as my boy
That'd be
Starkiller's in it.
That'd
Yeah.
be amazing, dude. I could just see the whole game just being like some kind of like side by side, like Sonic and Shadow
Look.
type shit, just running through,
I'm gonna say,
find some gold.
I'm gonna say it right here, and I need to speak it into existence. I need Cal to find this guy, right? And then I need it to be like a Revan situation where he wakes them up, he doesn't know who he is, you go the whole game with him, and then like he's just slowly starts to figure it out and then snaps back into Starkiller Sith mode.
I think Darth Vader needs to be in that at some point. Like maybe they come up against him and then
Oh yeah.
he just hears the fucking.
Yeah. And it just triggers.
Sam Witwer.
Thank you.
God, dude, that would. I don't know what they got planned for that game, but now nothing that they do with this game is going to beat that thought.
No.
I know. In a sense, it's all. I almost wish I didn't have the thought because now if it's not him, I'm going to be kind of disappointed.
They're going to be like, bro,
100%.
you're fighting Darth Vader on top of the Death Star as it's falling down to Endor. Like, how you know, like this would be like
Sucks.
mid. Bad game.
It's the Neil Swartzen joke about people watching Transformers. You're like, oh, did you see? Yeah, sucked.
Suck. Yeah, it's Nick Sportsman. Yeah.
But those,
Dude, it was kind of cool.
no,
Suck, bro.
Sucked. But those effects, nah, sucked.
That's gonna be me if it's not
If it's not
Starkiller.
Starkiller, I'm done.
Sucks.
Like, oh man, it's game of the year. Sucked.
Sucked. Headcanon not confirmed. Sucked.
Sucked. Oh man, I want Starkiller back so bad, man.
What's the name of this new game?
Not
It's
Fallen
a
Order.
Star Wars Jedi something.
It's Star Wars Jedi something. Yeah, I can't.
Survivor.
Survivor.
Well,
if they were just like, hey, this is a fake title. It's actually Star Wars Jedi Force Unleashed. It's like, I'd lose it.
I would die. I would die.
shut up and take my money. I mean, you're already getting it, but shut up and take it faster.
Give me the $500 special edition.
Yeah, don't even care.
That has them. It's just both of them, just like.
Yo, here's a blank
lightsaber.
check. I ain't got much, but you can have it.
Yeah.
Please make it affordable, though. You know?
I would like to eat a little bit, maybe.
Maybe, but if I can't, that's fine.
Gonna need a can of Pringles while I play that game.
Hey, I just finished my Pringles, by the way.
Yeah. Gonna have to get more for Star Wars Jedi Force Unleashed.
Some sweet and spicy barbecue. Man, I need that to be real. I need
Yeah,
that
like
to
I said.
happen.
If you're gonna cancel the remake of Knights of the Old Republic, I need you to do this for me.
I need you to do
Disney.
something like either
Yeah.
let that guy be Revan or let that guy be Starkiller. I would accept either one.
Yeah.
I would prefer
and-
Starkiller.
Until
Yeah.
I played The Fallen Order, Force Unleashed was the best Star
Oh.
Wars game in my book.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Not including Battlefront, because I mean Battlefront
It's its own
is
thing.
already fantastic.
It's
but,
it's
you
its
know.
own thing. But like as Star Wars story-based games go, it's the Force
that shit was good.
it's Fallen Order and then Force Unleashed.
Yeah. Easily.
Like
Easily.
without question. And then maybe like Knights of the Old Republic and then
Mhm.
maybe Jedi Academy.
Never played Jedi Academy.
I
Of
got
those
'em.
top three, that's the right order in my opinion.
I've got Republic Commando.
Republic Commando,
for-
I've got it on my Switch. Like it's good.
It's not bad.
No.
I haven't finished it yet, but I was like,
Uh,
I'm glad I played this.
I
I would like
think,
to have seen this
um,
in the show.
One of the first games though, I think it was Dark Forces. It was like
I
a
remember that.
PS1 PC game. Like
Mhm.
it was
I just
good.
remember when The Force Unleashed came out, me and Cody were both like, this is the way that all Star Wars games were supposed to have been made.
Yep.
Never forget that where he pulls down the Star Destroyer.
Oh!
I freaked out. I was like, this is possible?
Yeah. No, and then
And now fucking everybody and their mom does it now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, oh, He just the whole ass Star Destroyer just yanks it out of the sky, and then
as
like it's just so as you're fighting like TIE fighters.
yeah. I will say that part is incredibly frustrating, and
Yes.
that whole scene, that whole fight thing, that sucks ass.
Oh,
like
it's terrible.
Move the controller just
Yeah.
a little to the left.
No, the fight sucks, but the motion of like you knowing like I'm pulling down a Star Destroyer that's hovering in space right now
Yeah.
is insane. I mean, I already thought it was cool enough that like you had the fight on like the Star Destroyer thing, and then you jump out of it, and then you just plummet to the planet below you as this thing is exploding next to you. I already thought that was cool, and then they one-upped it.
Yeah, the fact that was like done on PS3, like I know PS3 was still pretty powerful, but like something that massive, like that's something you would see in like a God of War game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then in the
was
second one,
way ahead of
they
its
brought
time.
in like they really leaned on that diving mechanic in the second one.
Oh yeah, you
It
fight
was
the
so good,
called like the Gorog or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
so
Oh
good.
man,
The Force
I
Unleashed
wanna
2 was good too. It's just too short.
Yeah, it was
I know.
way
I was
too
getting ready to
short.
say, I feel like I like the second one more, but it was so short.
So
though.
short, yeah.
So short. It was like 10 hours, maybe.
It should have got DLC. It
Yeah.
should have got some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it's teased at the end that you're being chased by Boba Fett, and then they never do anything with it.
yeah,
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really,
wait.
need for Boba Fett season 2 or Mando season 3 for Cal Kestis to show up, and then Boba Fett to be like they got to get into a fight, and then Boba Fett's like, I have someone that we can use, and then just goes into Slave One or whatever and pulls out his stockpile of frozen and carbonite victims and just pulls Star Killer out, and it's just like, I think we've got an ally here, and just
Nah, dude.
thaws him out.
It's gonna be, Boba meets Cal, and he's like, "Hey, I need your help." I can't do a Boba impression, but then then you just see them chasing.
I like it.
Force Unleashed guy.
I like it.
Look, just bring all the characters. I don't even care at this point. Just make it all fan service. Just you're already leaning into it hard. Just lean further.
I'm
Force
here for it.
Unleashed, the more I think about it, the more I remember stuff. And then I remember fighting the droid that was like, "All right, you need something more challenging," and just turns into Darth Maul. Like,
Yeah,
I can't fight him.
yeah.
Oh,
What good games.
I did like the episode 3 game that was like after the movie, that was for the movie. I thought that was actually really good.
Yeah, that one was good. The first one was terrible. Episode 1 was horrible. Attack on the Clones was pretty meh.
it's working. It's working.
Star Wars Pod Racer needs a remake tomorrow.
It's
I
working.
love that game.
It's working.
Bounty Hunter was supposed to get its remake.
Yeah.
The 1313, but
Ooh, R.I.P.
Supposedly
was
it's
right.
not dead. Supposedly
They said
it's-
they canned that when Disney bought them, right?
yeah, but
I think,
apparently it's got picked up again.
I think
Okay.
Amy Henning still has something to do with it.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, because she's a godsend.
Oof.
I don't even
But I'll
remember
check
what
out
we were
Andor
talking
eventually.
about and how we got onto
We're
this.
talking about Andor. We're talking about
Okay,
Andor because
okay.
of Star Killer.
Related at least.
Yeah.
We're good. Not too
I'll
bad.
check out Andor eventually. I just honestly, it's gonna sound weird, but I haven't had time to really watch it.
That's not weird.
Kind of like the Lord of the Rings, except Lord of the Rings was kind of boring.
So I will say that with the last episode, it's definitely at the point where like it's building to something.
Okay.
It's building.
I'm looking forward to the new episodes now, because I agree, like it's a slow burn. I mean, so is Andor. Andor's a slow burn, but it's like it's good. Like I'm not mad at it for being slow. But
it's a little slow.
Lord of the Rings is like, I mean, that's Lord of the Rings slow. Like it's slow.
It's like, oh, everyone's walking and
yeah, and they're not really explaining the timeline very well.
No.
Because like it doesn't make any sense. And I looked it up, and like I don't want to spoil too much for you. If you are gonna watch it.
Again, it's kind of like Andor, where like spoiling it isn't gonna prevent me from watching it.
Okay, well, spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't watched Rings of Power
Andor.
or Andor.
Too late. Andor's great. Go watch it right now.
everybody's
Everything
watched
happens.
Andor.
Darth Vader.
There's nothing really to spoil in Andor.
No.
And
Okay.
anything that
You don't
is
need to talk
spoiled,
about all
we
too much.
haven't
Talk
talked
more about
about.
Starkiller. Yeah.
And the Starkiller thing, I feel like people miss. Like some of the reactions that I've looked at, people just didn't acknowledge it. Like I feel
Forget
like
how old that game is, though.
it's true. But so in Rings of Power, I don't know how much of Lord of the Rings you remember, Tim.
I remember a bunch of walking and then throw a ring in a volcano.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
But like as far as like lore goes, like do you remember like Isildur?
That's the dude that did not destroy the ring, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So he's in the show.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cast into the fire.
But like
That makes sense. That makes sense.
but it doesn't though. Because
Right. He's the king that didn't destroy the ring, and the ring's around, right?
right, but the show is supposed to take place like 3,000 years before Lord of the Rings. And like
Yeah. It's like lost. The ring gets lost for like ever.
right, but Isildur came like at the end of the Second Age, and this is the beginning of the Second Age.
Oh, okay.
So
Never
like the
mind.
timeline's a little wonky.
Because all I remember about Isildur is the Agent Smith elf dude, Hugo Weaving,
Yes.
being like, Isildur, throw the ring.
yeah,
And he just goes, no.
yeah.
And then turns in like the slowest motion ever. That's all I remember.
Yeah. So he's like a teenager in the show. But like again, like his race of men or whatever, they're from a place called Numenor, and in the extended versions of Lord of the Rings, they talk about Numenor a little bit because Aragorn is his descendant.
Yeah.
And like there's a moment in the Two Towers where that woman in Helm's Deep that's like in love with him.
The elf lady?
No.
There's another person that's in love with
the
him?
niece of like the king of Rohan or whatever.
I don't know. You sure?
She's the one that stabs like the Nazgul in the face.
Steven, you want to talk about like not knowing like Game of Thrones characters' names? I don't know Lord of the Rings
Okay, well, you
characters' names
remember
at all.
The woman that stabs the Nazgul and is like, I am no man, and then
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lady.
yeah, so she's in love with Aragorn, and in the extended version, she brings up, she's like, it's weird, they talked about you riding into like battle with my grandfather, but that doesn't make any sense. And he's like, yeah, I'm 87 years old. So like
Aragorn?
yeah, the people in Numenor live longer lives
Okay.
because they were given whatever by the elves or something.
Oh, okay.
So they live longer.
That's why my dude can speak Elvish.
Yeah, so he's a descendant of them, so he lives longer. So in Lord of the Rings, he's 87 years old.
Looking pretty good for
yeah.
87.
Yeah, so that's fine that they live longer, but like even the showrunners are like, yeah, the timeline's screwy, we don't care. They were like, if we did a show for the whole like,
Excuse me. No, you care. The Lord of the Rings has been around since like the 30s. You care about that.
Well, they don't because, and look, I get the reasoning. They're like, if we did a show based on the full Second Age, it would just be a show about elves.
Okay.
Like but they were
That was
like,
your choice.
But we don't want to do that. They were like, we don't want to do a show that's just about the elven race. We want to do a show about the rings and Sauron. But if we did a show that took over, 3,000 years in one season or whatever, every human that they introduced would die before the next episode because it would be time jumps. So they were like,
Jeff?
so we bled the timelines a little bit and are shortening it.
Jeff Bezos' son's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Dad,
They're screwing it up.
I warned you. Going to Walmart.
So yeah, I hope they do it justice. I really do. I hope it makes sense But like the fact that Galadriel and Hugo Weaving's character,
Sure, yeah.
Elrond, whatever,
Elrond is so country sounding to me.
they're both like super young in this, and he was definitely Hugo Weaving in Lord of the Rings. Like you.
Well,
you were
Hugo
older.
Weaving's kind of old right now.
Well, I know, but like at the same time, you could have picked an older actor.
True.
Like these guys are like
Mr.
kids.
Smith.
And I was like, okay, but like elves age super slow, so how are you gonna be like, yeah, he turns into him? Also,
Dude,
like
just
the personalities don't make
complicated.
any sense. So I don't know.
Dude, just
Amazon.
complicated elf stuff.
Amazon has enough money to do some pretty good CGI, right?
Dude, if Disney can, make that one dude that was dead be in Rogue One, they can do it.
Oh, Tarkin. Yeah.
Tarkin, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know. I am looking forward to Rings of
Moff
Power,
Tarkin.
but yeah, it hasn't sold me on it yet.
You may fire when ready.
Rings of Power, however, I think I have unpopular opinions on the show.
You don't like it?
Not really. Like
Is that
it's
not what we were just talking about?
no, we were talking about Lord of the Rings. So Game of Thrones, I'm not a big fan of House
Wait,
of Dragon.
Oh, you're not?
You just said Rings of Power. That's why I'm
Yeah,
No,
you
I
confused.
did.
said Rings of Power is what we were talking about. I'm talking about Game of Thrones.
Well, no, you said Rings of Power, though. I don't know if I
You
like
said
it.
I have
Oh.
one popular opinion on Rings of Power.
Well,
That's
maybe,
what-
maybe
Yeah.
I in my head I said Game of Thrones.
We're transitioning into Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
so-
sorry,
Okay.
my bad. I'm
No,
not a
you're good.
huge fan of Hot D.
Oh, you don't like the Hot D?
Like
I think it's great.
Don't get me wrong, I am enjoying it because it's Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like I felt like they were building for 5 episodes. And I was like, okay, I'm getting into this. I see where they're going. And then
We knew there
episode
was a time
6,
jump coming.
yeah, but I didn't realize that the time jump was like, and it's a new show.
It does feel like a new show, and in fact, even in like the post
Yeah,
credits,
they were like, yeah, it's basically the
it's like-
second pilot. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's exactly what it felt like, and I don't like that. Don't do like the Dune thing or the Lord of the Rings thing where you're like, it's all build up with no resolution. They were
I
just.
think the actors they picked for the grow-ups are very good.
I do too. I like the casting. I have no problems with the casting. It's really just the fact that like Damon was like heading down this path, and then he's just a homebody. He's just reading now. He's just chilling. He doesn't want to
he
do
kinda
things.
Besmirched at the end of episode 5,
I kinda.
cast out again. So, I mean, I never read the book. I don't know if this happens in the book.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea.
will say it is pretty funny that like they recast. I can wait.
Yeah, we can wait. Maybe he'll come back. There he
There
is.
he goes.
So yeah, I don't know.
I will say that like I think it's funny because they recast, Alicent and
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra and Rhaenyra's husband Laenor.
Yeah, he's had 3 actors.
Yeah, because he had
Old as hell
Same
now,
as
too.
same as Damon's husband,
And-
the young girl.
they aged up the king. They aged him up. It's the same actor, but they aged him up.
Way too much.
And Matt Smith just looks like Matt Smith.
Yeah, Matt Smith literally did like they were like, okay, he's got long hair, and
They
then
gave
we're
him a
gonna
little
cut his
bit
hair.
more- I think they gave him a little bit more weight.
Maybe.
I think he's a little bit pudgier.
Yeah.
But other than that, he just looks like Matt Smith.
When the king first came back in, I didn't realize he was missing an arm. And
No.
he pointed it out.
So-
I was like,
Yeah, he
oh
is, yeah.
shit.
When I saw him, I was like, why is his arm tucked in his shirt? That was my immediate thought. Was
Because he doesn't have one.
I was like,
anymore.
is this supposed to be their way of saying he lost his arm and they just didn't want to do the budget for green screening out the arm? They were just like,
and the
just tuck it in. It's fine.
It's
and
funny,
the
he's
king-
wringing out his fingers because there's the slip up where they missed
Yeah.
editing.
and the king lost his arm to show that time had
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah.
Like I just, I don't know. Like
So as much as I like Viserys, I've been waiting for this dude to die since episode
Well, that's what I'm
one,
saying.
and
They
he
did all
is
this.
just plugging along.
They-
I think
like-
I've been waiting for him to die just because the fact that like there's something going on with you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like from episode one, you know he's ill,
Yeah, like you need
And,
to rest, bud.
like dying, and then at the end of episode 5, they have the shotgun wedding, and he keels over, and I'm like, well, he's gonna be dead at the start of the
That's
next
what I
episode.
thought happened
Yeah.
too. I was like, what's the? Why do you even show me that?
But
I
then
don't
nope,
care.
nope. They were like, oh yeah, everything that happened in those 5 episodes, don't even worry about it. The only thing, the only thing we're gonna harp on for a really gross amount of time is the fact that Rhaenyra lied to her best friend, and she's just gonna hold a grudge against her. That's it.
That's essentially what the show is.
It's just gonna be petty. It's just gonna be the queen's petty and doesn't want her former best friend's kid to kill her kid.
On. First of all, I like that they did the backstory behind them, because instead of doing it through exposition in the show, they actually showed you the relationship between Alicent and Rhaenyra.
Oh yeah, I have no issues there.
Second of all, I have switched sides, which apparently is an unpopular opinion, because the queen is absolutely 100% correct in everything that she's saying, and everyone is just shitting on her. And I feel so bad for her because she's right. She is 100% right.
So
But she's not the main character.
Yeah. So here's
I don't care.
She was
Like when they were kids, I was like, yeah, no, Rhaenyra, whatever, you know, she's a queen, whatever. But now that she's like having illegitimate children, and whatnot, no, the queen is right. This is jacked up. These kids don't even look alike at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
These aren't Targaryens. These are like Baratheons. They got brown hair.
I mean, that's fine, but like the way they set it up was that everybody knows. Like, we're not stupid. Both of you have white hair. One of you is far darker skinned than the other, and all of your kids are turning out white with brown hair. Like,
yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys seen this. It's been circling around the internet. You know, they give away like the whole story of House of the Dragon in an episode of Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the little girl talks about how the Targaryens had infighting and both houses never recovered.
Yeah.
The house never recovered because Aegon II had a all-out war with Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the Onion Knight talking to that little girl that gets burnt to death.
Yeah.
In one scene, and it's such like a small thing that you don't even pick up on it. But if you went back and watched the show, they kind of tell you the whole plot of House of the Dragon.
Yeah, which is fine.
But who knows? Because
to pick up.
They could change things. They didn't get too far into the whole thing. It's just like a little story that she's reading about.
I mean, I'm sure that's legitimately what's going to happen. I mean, that's how they're setting it up, is that for new Aegon.
They don't say who wins and what happens.
No.
They just say that they go to war with each other.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter who wins. Like,
well, yeah, because eventually all the Targaryens are going to die out.
Yeah, they're going to die out, except for like a handful. And
no, just Daenerys. She's the last one.
No, I know, but I'm saying before Daenerys, like, she had a brother.
Yeah,
you know, and her father was the Mad King.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they're gonna be around for a while, and I don't know how long the show's gonna take place. I don't know if we're actually gonna go up to the birth of Daenerys or not.
I don't think so.
I could see it, or at least I could see it, or to at least the birth of Jon Snow,
or even the Mad King.
I think, aren't they like the same age?
They're somewhere around the same age.
They're somewhere around the same age, yeah.
No, yeah, they are, because in the book, Jon Snow is older. In the book, he's 15, and Daenerys is 13.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could see either one. I could honestly see, like, if they do 3 seasons, and then the third season, like, the penultimate episode is the birth of Jon Snow, and then the finale is the birth of Daenerys or something.
I mean, I like to see, the battle. I mean, I guess you technically see it in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
With the the Morning Star night.
Yeah, I'm sure that we will see some of it. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things where, like,
Because I think, aren't they doing a Robert's Rebellion show?
I think so.
So they're probably not then if they're going to do a Robert's Rebellion show, unless this show bleeds into Robert's Rebellion.
I have a
Because
feeling
they've
it could
ordered
bleed
up
So
in.
many damn shows.
Yeah,
HBO has ordered up like 5 Game of Thrones shows.
yeah. Which is great.
So
Like,
Snow,
I'll
is
take
officially
it.
confirmed. They're doing the Snow thing, which is a legitimate prequel to Game of Thrones. So hopefully they
You mean sequel?
fix Game of Thrones with the Snow show.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Sorry, it's a sequel. I didn't mean prequel.
It's
It's
a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then
feel
they're
like
doing something even before House of the Dragon called like 10,000 ships or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
supposed
saw
to be
that
like the
one.
fall of Valeria.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be like all the dragons and stuff in Valeria.
It's cool. I'm here
I feel
for it.
like the Jon Snow show is gonna be like the Obi-Wan one, where I'm like, oh, I'm so excited for this one, and House of Dragons more like, oh, okay, I'm watching it because it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not Game of Thrones. It's just
No.
Game of Thrones like.
Yeah.
I still
Like, I
like
feel
it.
like the Jon Snow show is going to be more Game of Thrones
Yeah.
than House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you kind of always run into that with prequels. I mean, even, from episode 1 of Star Wars, you know that Anakin's going to be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The I'm hoping that they kind of stop with so many like time jumps now that we're in the big one.
Yeah.
I think
like-
that we're done with them. I think.
Like,
at
even
least,
just
at least for this season, I think we're done with them.
Even just the small ones where it's like, oh yeah, a year passed, and I'm like, no.
I have a feeling
What
we're going to
happened?
get at least one more so that the kids can be older.
So Aegon's at a certain age.
Yeah. I have a
Yeah, I
feeling
can see that.
I have a feeling we'll get that by the end.
Speaking on Aegon is David Tennant's son.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I have hope that the show will get better, but like it's just one of those shows where like
We're getting the second season, so
yeah, I don't know. It's one of those shows like even with Game of Thrones, it's like I didn't come out of most of those episodes going, man, I'm glad I watched that. You know what I mean? Like that wedding why can't we just have a nice wedding? Like why?
I don't know.
Why does
Game
it
of
always have
Thrones-
to be awful? Why can't we have just
Game
one?
of Thrones is set in a depressing. Well, technically there was one if you talk about Lyanna Stark and
That's fair, yeah.
Game of Thrones always like left me, I don't know, interested in to see what's gonna happen next though. Like
Married
the very
people
first
get married.
episode, dude just gets pushed out the window.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I was like, oh,
I mean-
that's what the show's gonna be like. Okay.
it's
Also,
set up to be very grueling. And technically people get married in Westeros all the time. There's no
I know.
problems.
We
It's
just
like
don't
it's
see them because they're not
TV.
interesting.
Yeah.
it's got lovable characters in that first episode of Game of Thrones. Old Sean Bean.
Like we had the purple
On
wedding,
Bean.
we had the red wedding,
Bean.
and then I don't know what we're
Purple
calling
wedding
it.
was dope though.
I
Okay,
mean,
so we're talking about good
it
weddings.
was, but
Purple wedding was dope. Because when Joffrey died, I did not know that was going to happen.
no,
And I legitimately cheered.
I don't know what we're calling this wedding. The crunchy wedding,
Green.
like I don't the green wedding.
The redneck wedding.
Yeah.
The shotgun wedding. Y'all's going to get hitched.
Also, dude.
Ah. Technically, it wasn't a
Sir
wedding.
Kristen too.
It wasn't a wedding.
Well,
It was just a celebration.
it was supposed to be a wedding.
And the wedding was happening later that day.
Yeah,
later
but I'm
that
saying
week.
like it was
They
a
have a whole
wedding event.
tournament
It was a wedding event.
Yeah. Fuck Sir Kristen.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember you see him in the second episode. You're like, oh, he's great, and now it's like, you are the biggest asshole, bro.
I will say, I brought this up, and so I think I might have seen it on like one of the Game of Thrones like meme thing. It's like, y'all couldn't get over that in 10 years.
That's my issue with it. Like that's my biggest issue is like
Y'all
that's
couldn't get over
fine.
that.
That's fine.
10 years,
Like
still
maybe,
on that, huh?
yeah, maybe they're not like seeing eye to eye, and maybe the queen is unhappy that Rhaenyra is clearly not having kids with her husband, right?
Mhm.
But like the way that they did that episode, legitimately everybody in this universe understands that these aren't her husband's kids.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, yeah, no, they're all white. They're all white and they have brown hair. Like
Yeah.
they're not her kids or his kids. Like we get it. Even Viserys is like, who gives a shit anymore? It's been 10 years. Like, let it go.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just like, why can't you let it go? And that's how I feel. I'm like, okay, look, I get that you're upset. You feel betrayed. You were half right in your suspicion. Like, yes, she was dishonorable, I guess, by their standards, but it wasn't with who you thought it was.
Yeah.
So you weren't really right, but you were right that she fooled around. So good on you. But let it go. It's been 10 years. Like, how are you going to hold a grudge for 10 years on that? Like, just let it go. What good is it doing?
Yeah.
And like, Rhaenyra is legitimately, I think she was being genuine when she was like, let's marry my daughter or my son with your daughter or whatever relationship that was. I think that was a genuine offer. I think that was legitimately like an olive branch. Like, let's put this behind us and move on. And Alicent's like, nah, chief.
Nope. Yeah, I also kind of feel like it was just I don't know.
It's just
trying
petty.
to dig out of something too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can be Tom Petty. Don't get me wrong. I am all about some Tom Pettiness, but this is like another level of petty. Like if I'm gonna be petty, it's usually like pretty quick, right? But this is 10 years of petty. Like, she gave birth and was like, bring it here. I want to see if it's white. Like, come on.
True.
Like,
True.
You were wrong for that. I'm sorry. I do get that.
Like right after the birth,
yeah,
too.
Like literally, like, oh, I hear crying. Bring it. Get off your high horse. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, because literally,
I mean, she's right about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I agree. Like, Alicent's right, but like,
she was wrong for that.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's also kind of being, I don't know, I think she's being forced to do stuff too, which, isn't right.
But I think Rhaenyra was legitimately like trying to make the best of the situation. She didn't want to marry, I can't remember his name.
Laenor.
Yeah, she didn't want to marry Laenor.
The only reason I remember that is just because I've been making fun of like, oh yeah, Laena and Laenor.
Oh,
great. Like, what's this trio of triplets going to be? Billis, Willis, and Gillis?
By the way, I will say this. Like, first of all, I like the show, but I do not like the fact that they have shoehorned the name Joffrey in so much.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. He was the guy in the first show. We get it. And maybe there's also people named Joffrey before him. I'm sure he wasn't the first Joffrey ever. I feel like they're just, you guys are making like every episode like, look, this guy's name's Joffrey.
Yeah, I feel like they're literally just like oh yeah, Joffrey is a powerful name from the Targaryens, and that's why we named Joffrey because
first of all, Robert Baratheon hated Targaryens, so he wouldn't have named his son after a Targaryen. He hated all of them. Hated them. Wanted to murder Daenerys when she was a baby.
Yeah.
Hated them.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I think what's killing it for me right now is just the absurd level of pettiness between Alicent and Rhaenyra. Like, it's fine. She is right about a lot of things. I agree with you. But like, she crossed a line when she was like, bring that baby here.
I guess.
Oh, you just tied off the umbilical? Bring it here. I need to see what this kid looks like so that I can make a smart ass quip to her husband. Like, that was fucked up.
That was kind of petty.
For her to be like, oh, one of these days you'll have one that looks like you. Sorry, just rude. Just rude. She slapped him so hard across the face with her words. Like, it's just rude.
Anyway, She-Hulk's really good.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that tomorrow.
I'm really enjoying it more than I thought I would.
The latest episode was all right.
I kind of like
no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I kind of like that they're almost standalone. Every episode is kind of dealing with its own little thing.
I will say it seems
Wonger's back.
No,
Wonger's is not back in this episode.
Bad episode.
I feel like
Needs
they are
more raw.
building to something finally, but like it's
They
taking them
are,
a
yeah.
minute to get there.
Which is why, like, if there's only one more episode left, like, I'm a little disappointed. I hope there's 10.
I have a feeling she's going to be a part of Daredevil because Daredevil has like 18 episodes.
I hope so. I hope she's, I think the actress that played her, first of all, I don't know anything about She-Hulk or her before this. I think she's doing a really good job.
She is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
think they cast it perfectly.
So I'm not mad at all about it.
No.
It's not ranking super high on my MCU shows list, but
No.
it's not bad.
No, it's a fun show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that's really where it is for me. Like I'm not in love with it.
No big stakes, whatever. Just like
No,
kind of watching
it's
a
just
sitcom.
like cool. This is just
She-Hulk is 9 episodes.
9 episodes. Okay.
Oh, really?
Cool.
9 episodes long, which is really odd, but I just looked it up and it's 9 episodes.
So we got 2 more.
2 more.
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying it. It's just it's not like my top tier Marvel. It's good. It's not at the bottom either. It's right there in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
I haven't watched Miss Marvel yet, which apparently I'm not.
It's down. It's pretty low for me.
She-Hulk's higher than Miss Marvel for me.
Yeah.
I still think Loki's number 1 for me. Of the shows,
Of the Marvel shows, Loki's number 1.
Yeah.
I think mine's probably if I'm going top 3 because it's I don't know, I can't rank them at the like given moment, but Loki, Captain Falcon, and Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
and then Moon Knight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Moon Knight.
absolutely. No, I agree with that 100%.
It's great.
100%.
Yeah, no particular order, but definitely those top 3.
Yeah. WandaVision is down at the bottom for me. It's just
I like it. It's not.
Yeah,
material.
WandaVision is kind of down there. Yeah,
I like
I mean,
WandaVision
it might be the
more than
lowest.
She-Hulk.
Because, like, well, first of all, saying that like WandaVision is the lowest is not saying that it's bad, because all the shows have been relatively good in the
Yeah.
sense.
I think the
But, like,
first this is my opinion, the first half of WandaVision was terrible for me. But I don't like I've never enjoyed old black and white TV.
No.
Like I Love Lucy and stuff like that. So like that trope was really lost on me. And it wasn't
like
until like halfway.
I like the fact that it had like a little bit of a mystery going, and then just kind of I feel like it fumbled that
It did.
a little bit.
It did.
Hawkeye and
I forget
She-Hulk
about
kind of in
Hawkeye.
the middle.
I loved Hawkeye, but yeah, Hawkeye and She-Hulk I think are in the middle for me. Like they were both just enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't I can't really complain too much about either one. My only complaints about She-Hulk is that the CGI is a little lackluster at times.
Before we started this, I saw that Armor Wars is going to be turned into a movie instead of a show.
Yep. Which I don't necessarily agree with. But like I honestly like Thor Love and Thunder I think would have worked better as a show.
Maybe.
Like
I
think
liked watching that the first time around, but I feel like when I watch it again, I'm going to be very kind of critiquey about it.
yeah.
Now.
Well, that's
Like
I
Doctor
definitely
Strange.
was. Well, Doctor Strange, I've already talked about that.
I loved watching Doctor Strange the first time through.
I had
I
fun
was like,
watching
this
it.
is great.
I had fun
Yeah.
watching it.
I still think Doctor Strange is great. I don't care.
No, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's totally fine.
No, it's good.
It's just
There,
like,
there
I
are
like
parts
Iron
that
Man
I'm just
3.
like,
Iron Man 3 is like is up there for me, but it's fine.
Now that they fixed the Tony Slattery thing, I don't hate it as much. It's not the bottom anymore.
But that's fine. I also love The Last Jedi, but I acknowledge that these movies that I do enjoy are not great movies.
I know we've had this conversation. You like The Last Jedi because it's Star Wars,
Yeah.
not because of the story being good or not, just
No.
because it's Star Wars.
There's an hour and a half of that movie that doesn't need to exist,
yeah.
and it's all centered around Finn and Rose. Just
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
get out of here. Get out of my movie.
And they never bring that up again. She's like such like a throwaway character in Rise of Skywalker. They're just like, oh yeah, you're there, and now you're gonna go over there, and we're just never gonna see you again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just dumb. Not the actor or actress. Like I think they were great, but their storyline stupid.
Yeah.
Just stupid.
Ben was so fucking wasted in those,
Yep.
man.
He had the potential
Well,
to be
especially
amazing.
They
Uh,
alluded that he may be like force sensitive in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, and he is force sensitive. That was the whole thing.
Mhm.
J.J. Abrams was like, because like everyone was like, I don't get it. How did Finn know this, that, and the other? Like, was he in love with Rey or was something else happening? And he was like, no, he's force sensitive. That was the whole point, was that like when Rey died, he was like, oh god, oh no, Rey. And it was like, oh yeah, no, he's connected. He's got the force. Okay.
Felt the disturbance in the force,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that didn't come across very well. Like for like most of the movie, you're like, oh, is he just in love with her now? Is that why he friend zoned Rose like so hard? Like she was like, I don't know if we can do it, and he just goes, it's okay, buddy, and then walks away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because like to me, Finn is the best character in the sequels.
I think
Mhm.
so.
Finn, and then Kylo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Like, don't get me
ranking.
wrong, I like Rey. I like Rey as a character. I think she's great. But I think it would have been better had the whole Palpatine thing been played out over all three movies.
Yeah, like her. I would like her more if her and Finn were just swapped roles. Like she should have been the scavenger that's good with the pole and all that.
Mm.
Like that was like already a perfectly set like
Yeah.
like I don't know.
No,
thing
I
for
agree.
her.
I think he should have been the Jedi Apprentice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not that I have a problem with it being Rey, but I liked like when they teased him with the lightsaber in Force Awakens. I was like, I'm here for this.
Yeah.
I'm on board with the story of a stormtrooper becoming a Jedi.
I was like, yeah, 100%. Please,
Mhm.
but like, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to mimic the old movies and be like, yeah, the scavenger from the desert planet becomes a Jedi. I get it. The Force Awakens was a really good movie.
Mhm.
It worked.
Force Awakens is the best
Yeah.
for sure of those three.
But it would
Yeah.
have been so much better had Finn been the Jedi,
yeah.
or in tandem had also been a Jedi.
Yeah.
And I guess to a degree he was, but like it didn't pan out.
I mean, I also like the idea of like just because you're force sensitive doesn't mean you have to be a Jedi too. I also like that concept.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you're saying, like Star Wars doesn't need lightsabers. Not every force sensitive person becomes a Jedi. I
Yeah.
get that. That's cool.
But it
All for it.
wasn't handled right the way that they
Yeah.
did. Like again, I have nothing against Rian Johnson, but he shouldn't have been the director of The Last Jedi.
You know, they should have just did J.J. Abrams.
They should have just let
trilogy.
J.J. Abrams do the whole trilogy, and it would have been
Mhm.
fine.
I still really like the script that the original director had for Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
That sounds like it would have been great.
it would have been
Oh,
great.
I-
Yeah,
Thing. What happens in it?
I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly everything, but it sounded
Yeah,
like it would have been
send it to you
really
later.
good.
but I
So
mean,
I like the Rise of Skywalker. It was okay for what it was.
The first time watching it, it's just like, oh,
yeah.
my god, this movie is the best thing created ever. And then now it's
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
no,
Like
like
he's shooting the Emperor in there. It doesn't really make much sense. Ray's a clone,
it
maybe.
was
kind
like
of.
2 hours of fan service, and I was here for
Yeah.
it.
The
Yeah.
only thing that I felt in my first watch that I still feel is just Kylo shouldn't have died. Should have been Rey.
Yeah.
That would have been so much more meaningful.
See,
I'm even okay with the fact that Kylo died. I just hate the way that he died.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it would have made more sense had J.J. Abrams taken over and done all three, because he would have explained that in the second movie.
From the end of The Force Awakens, I was like, if this is the redemption arc of Ben Solo, I'm here for it.
It
I
should have
like
been.
that.
God, it should have been. It
Yeah.
should have been the fall, the reign, and then like the redemption.
Yeah.
Like I know Darth Vader has his redemption and all that, but this would be like straight, just
Yeah.
actually seeing it as opposed to like a
Like at the end of the series, he's like the end of the movie series. If he was like, "No, I'm Ben Solo now," I'm like, "All right, cool,
Yeah.
yeah.
here for it."
See, I
I
thought,
mean, I guess in a way he does.
Yeah.
He does reject Kylo Ren and becomes Ben Solo in the end.
look, that is one of the greatest scenes too. Like next to as cheesy as that fight in The Last Jedi is, where they're like the super choreographed fight against the guards.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
It's so
That's a
The
good
good.
one.
one's great.
It's so good.
The fucking red curtains just
Yeah.
burning and all
man,
that. That's
it's
a good
it's
setting.
so pretty. It's just
Oh, in The
so-
Last Jedi?
Yeah.
That's the best part of the movie is the fight with
The fight
Kylo.
between them and then Holdo doing the hyperspace and just slicing all the ships. That is damn good cinema.
I will say, as much as I shit on The Last Jedi, those two parts are
Phenomenal.
hands down phenomenal. Yeah.
But like the whole like Kylo rushing in out of the TIE fighter and then just murking the Knights of Ren, like that was pretty great. Like
That was great.
him grabbing the lightsaber, like I know it's dumb, but I was here for it.
Yeah, it was cool. It's very dumb,
It is
but
very
it was
dumb,
very
but it's
cool.
so cool. So Steven, I thought you were gonna say the worst part of Rise of Skywalker, which is what I noticed the very first time was like, this is really stupid. Was this?
Yeah, I forget about that.
Like,
honestly, I think I just kind of blocked
we gotta
that
find
out.
this relic knife that's gonna match up perfectly
I
to the
forgot
fallen
about
Death
that.
Star on a random indoor planet.
I forgot
What?
about
Yeah,
that.
the knife is the stupidest part of the whole movie.
I'm sorry,
Man, I
what?
forgot about that.
That's honestly the stupidest part of the entire franchise.
100%.
I blocked that out. And
was
even when you brought the knife, I was like, "What are you holding up a knife for?"
It was so dumb. So
that-
dumb.
That and then the whole like somehow Palpatine's returned.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, how?
Well,
I don't know.
and J.J. Abrams has talked about it. Like, yeah, this was all explained in my second movie. Like, it
Oh.
wasn't rushed. Like, he basically.
My dude was like, "I'm still making my movie."
Yeah, no, he was literally like, "Look, I'm making it. I'm gonna shove it all into one movie, but whatever, I'm making it." And that's what we got. But like his second movie was the explanation of Palpatine being alive. Like and I wanted to see that, you know, but we didn't get that.
Fucking Disney, just trying to do the whole Marvel route.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is the worst thing that ever happened to Star Wars.
Really?
I think so. She's the one that made that call.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you know the originals and the prequels are always directed by the same director each time. Lord forbid you keep doing it.
Yeah, I just broke
And
my
I say,
knife.
didn't like they even have JJ sign on for all three at one point? Like when the Force Awakens came out, he was signed on.
Originally, yes,
for the other two,
and then I can't remember which Marvel movies were coming out at the same time, but like they were so widely popular, and the fact that all the different directors were working, they were like, hey, we kind of want to switch it up. It's nothing against you, but like we want to do different directors for the movies.
That's fine when every movie is slightly different.
Yeah.
You need the movies to be
But if you're doing a
same.
trilogy,
yeah.
you know,
Like I really want like, hey, I know you're doing different directions for different movies, but you ever notice when you do a sequel, you try to get the same director back?
like I don't know, and I've heard that Taika Waititi isn't gonna do another Thor movie after Ragnarok. I guess
That's fine.
because people,
You mean Love and
bagged
Thunder?
on it, yeah, Love and Thunder, yeah, because people bagged on it so hard.
That's fine. I feel like Thor doesn't need another movie. He's fine
He'll
now.
get another movie. I still think that.
I mean, I know Chris
that was a
Hemsworth said
show.
he'll keep making them.
Oh yeah,
You know, he took the very much Keanu John Wick route. We're like, hey, I'll just keep making them.
yeah.
They call them. Shut up, bro.
They called them Love and Thunder.
Hang on, 1 second. Oh god.
You all right?
Maybe. Yeah. Okay,
Recording
we're good.
stopped.
Yeah, the recording stopped briefly. We're good. It's going. It's fine. I mean, we were gonna wrap it up soon anyway, but
What should we cut out?
oh no, like just now. I dropped
Oh.
I dropped my knife on my keyboard and it. I guess that's the hotkey for stop recording.
I'll repeat what I said. Love and thunder.
I'm leaving it all in. I think it got. I don't know. Yeah.
Good spot to end it then.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to end it. Like I have hopes that House of Dragon will get better, and it's not just going to be a dramatic show about Alicent being petty. I hope Lord of the Rings gets better. I hope She-Hulk goes somewhere. Like, they tease Daredevil. Like, I need some Daredevil. Bring him in.
Yeah, I need to get that off.
I need them.
It's gonna be like the end of the season.
Yeah. Like,
He's like how you haven't seen her like outfit yet either. It's gonna
yeah,
be
that's really annoying. Like, I want to see her super suit.
It's gonna be the end of the season.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, here, I made this for you. And she's like, oh my God, it's great.
Credits. Yeah. With
Oh my god, this outfit's great. And then Daredevil's to flip it and be like, hey, I'm Daredevil. And she's like, and then credits.
yeah. No, honestly,
And-
that's what I
and
fully
that's-
expect.
And that's the last episode.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
fully expect the last scene of the last episode is Daredevil showing up.
It's gonna cut
Yeah.
off as he's saying double. Like, hey, I'm Daredevil.
Yeah.
Credits.
I'm Dare, and then the beginning of the Daredevil show is gonna be Devil.
I'm Dare. Wait for it.
Which, by the way, is one of the greatest like season ender, season beginners of How I Met Your Mother is
Yeah.
when he says it's gonna be legend, wait for it. And then you have to wait until the next season starts. I think it's like season 3. And it just goes Dare.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What other shows are coming out? Do we know?
I know Bad Batch season 2.
Yeah.
Critical Role teased that the Legend of Vox Machina season 2 teaser is gonna be coming out on October 6th.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion might be the next Marvel show.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I was gonna say Armor Wars, but no.
No,
Movie.
that's a movie.
I think Secret Wars.
Okay.
What's the next Marvel? What was the next Marvel one?
Secret
I think
Wars?
Secret Wars.
And I don't think we're gonna get another movie. Oh no,
This
Black
year.
Panther. Black Panther.
Yeah.
Black Panther comes out in November.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not super excited for Black Panther 2.
My issue with Black Panther 2 is that it has not been set up even a little bit in the shows or other movies.
They're trying to
Maybe-
keep it all hush hush because of
I
the
know,
Chadwick
but-
Boseman thing.
But like,
We all know it's just gonna be Shuri. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
Stop the secrecy.
it's sure that's fine. I don't even need them to do that. I just like it would have been nice if like in Love and Thunder, like there was a post-credit scene of like Sif getting a metal arm in Wakanda, and then Bucky being there. I think this is from Previews Fix It. I think one of them mentioned this, but like Bucky being there and being like, I don't know why I'm here for this. Like, yeah, she's got a metal arm now, and then being like, we needed to upgrade yours and hers for water combat, and be like,
Yeah.
what? And then just cut out because like literally no one's talked. Like the villain of Black Panther 2 is Namor, I think is his name.
Namor, I think.
Yeah, and it's a whole like
I
Aquaman
know.
style situation.
Hopefully the next trailer they release, if they do, is gonna get me a little bit more excited about it. But like this trailer, like I know it was more like an M in Memorum trailer,
Yeah.
but it's I don't know.
Oh, I hope it's good. I really do.
'Cause I don't really care much for the other characters that were in the original movie anyway. Like I like the original movie; it's really good.
Oh, it's
but like
phenomenal,
the
yeah.
fact that like Michael B. Jordan's character should not be alive right now, and I really hope they don't retcon that and bring him back. Because as much as I would like to see him as Black Panther, that would be such a discredit to his character.
Hey man, we didn't see a body.
I know, but that'd be so messed up for his character.
I mean, I agree, but I mean, it's Marvel, man.
I know.
They're very bad about being like, yeah, we ran out of things to do, so we brought this guy back.
Yeah.
Like, I love Shang-Chi, don't get me wrong. That is a top tier Marvel movie, but
Number
didn't need to see Flannery. Didn't need him back.
I'm glad they did it.
I mean, I'm glad
Fixed Iron Man 3 for me.
I'm glad that they fixed Iron Man 3 a little bit, but like I would have been fine if he was there, but just to fix Iron Man 3.
Yeah, he didn't need to be a part of the
He
adventure.
didn't need to be a part of the adventure is what I'm getting. Yeah.
I'm with my little friend. He's got 6 legs and wings.
Yeah, I didn't
can't
need all
remember
of
the name
that.
they called him, so.
Morris, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Morris.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a wanker.
Yeah, I didn't need him to be part of the adventure. Like, I appreciate them fixing Iron Man 3 for a lot of people. That's fine. But he didn't need to be a part of the gang. Like, they made a whole stink about, like, allowing outsiders into their, like, you know, society village of the future, but in the past. And then they were just
The
like...
gang ditches Morris.
They were just like, yeah, he's fine. This weird British guy is fine.
I'd be like, hell no.
Everybody
He's
else,
creepy
get out of
as
here.
fuck.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
I need more Shang-Chi. I need more Moon Knight. I need them to start tying stuff together.
I don't know if they're going to do any more Moon Knight, though. Didn't Oscar Isaac say that he just wasn't going to do the one season?
I'm pretty sure they've already confirmed.
They've already
the
confirmed
second
season 2, yeah.
Yeah,
Is Oscar Isaac in it?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay, I thought that he was just like, I don't know, it was kind of all wrapped up in one season, kind of all made sense. Don't make me need to do another one.
Well, they get that third personality now. That
Yeah,
was the
they set it
cliffhanger.
up for the cliffhanger, yeah.
I'm not hating on it. I like Moon Knight. I'm cool with that. I'm just saying. I thought
still
he
think
said
Khonshu should have been in Thor: Love and Thunder. And that,
Yeah,
like,
oh, absolutely.
and that
Little
city
god
of the
chamber.
gods, yeah.
Yeah.
100% should have been there.
who?
The moon god, Khonshu.
Oh yeah.
Like,
He should have been there.
or the hippo, you know what I mean? Like any of...
We got freaking Bow God.
Yeah.
Been a cool Easter egg.
That'd have been so nice to see him just chilling there. Like, that would have been great. But no.
Dude saved Thor's movies and then essentially just brought all the hate back somehow.
Yeah.
The fact that like Love and Thunder is getting rated or disliked more than Dark World though is a little.
I don't think it... Well, you know, it is. It's by like a
Nah.
point or something.
I was like, no, come on.
No, the problem is everyone came off that high from Ragnarok. And then I feel like they just put all their eggs in what they thought worked instead of just using the same formula.
Oh,
They
man.
were like, let's sprinkle more comedy on it, and then they overdid it.
I already thought the comedy in Ragnarok was too much. The like Christian Bale,
Oh yeah,
so good.
absolutely. I feel like
Fantastic.
they should have made him darker.
Yeah.
His character's
Apparently
literally
the-
called Gore the God Butcher, and then he's like
Apparently
making
they,
jokes to the kids and stuff. Like,
They had like R-rated scenes filmed, but they eventually just cut them.
Yeah.
So,
apparently there's like 2 hours of movie that got cut from that.
yeah.
Release the director's cut.
Yeah.
That's
gotta see it.
hey, release that
Where's the
YTT
white
cut.
cut?
All right, I think that's a good place to end it. This is like, I think this might be our longest episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're at like hour 40 or something like that. So
Oh,
good stuff.
Ooh. And we're minus Christian.
Yeah,
Mm.
we'd have been going even longer. Hopefully he's not working next Thursday because I'd like it to be all 4 of us. But yeah, I think that's it. Unless you guys have anything else. We might stream tonight. I don't know. It'll be way after the fact for you guys listening, but
We may or may not have
we
streamed
may or may not have streamed.
a
Depending
week
on when,
ago.
depending on when this comes out, I might be streaming. Tim might be streaming.
Yeah.
Steven might be streaming. I don't know. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. But all right, guys, we'll catch you next time. Yeah, bye.
Bye.